Have you ever wondered what happens after this life ends? Stick around, and you'll discover a perspective that might change how you live forever. Nam Buddhe. Welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to discuss the idea of hell and heaven according to Buddhism. Now, before we start, I invite all of you to have an open mind and a spirit of understanding throughout this video so that we can share what Buddhism teaches about hell and heaven. But before starting, share the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum in the comments below to connect with others on the path of understanding and peace. In many cultures, hell and heaven are described as physical places, one full of suffering and the other full of joy. But you may be wondering, does Buddhism have teachings about hell and heaven? The short answer is yes. There are teachings in Buddhism about hell and heaven. However, it is very different from the teachings in most other religions. We live in a world where the ideas of punishment and reward are often tied to actions. Do good, and you go to heaven. Do bad, and you'll face eternal suffering. In almost all monotheistic religions, heaven is considered an eternal place. Once a being is born there, they are believed to live there forever. But in some religions, like Islam and Judaism, hell is not eternal. Beings are eventually forgiven and born in heaven again. In Christianity, both hell and heaven are eternal according to most interpretations. Buddhism, however, offers a completely different perspective. Before learning about hell and heaven, we need to introduce an important word, sansara or samsara. In Buddhism, hell and heaven are often referred to as realms of existence within samsara. Samsara is the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. The Buddha teaches that all living beings, except the enlightened ones, are subjected to this cycle. Imagine a mind consumed by anger, hatred, or jealousy. Does it not feel like hell? On the other hand, a life filled with generosity, compassion, and mindfulness often feels heavenly. As long as beings remain unenlightened, they will continue to exist within samsara. According to Buddhism, there are 31 planes of existence. These represent the various worlds where beings are born. In each of these worlds, beings are born, and they are subjected to aging, and eventually death, and then they will be reborn. This applies even to heavenly realms. While beings born there may experience immense pleasure, they are not free from the cycle of rebirth. So, heaven or hell is not an eternal place. Buddhism emphasizes that the ultimate goal is not to be born in heaven, but to seek liberation. The Buddha says that beings in both heaven and hell eventually age, die, and are reborn. This is the intrinsic nature of samsara. And so this is the basic concept about hell and heaven, according to Buddhism. Now you may wonder, who determines whether a being is born in heaven or hell? In most monotheistic religions, God is believed to judge and decide based on one's actions. In Buddhism, however, the next birth is determined by various factors, especially it is determined by the karma. Karma is central to understanding hell and heaven in Buddhism. When a person creates wholesome karma, avoiding killing, stealing sexual misconduct, lying, and using alcohols and intoxicants, and lives an ethical life, they are more likely to be born in heaven. Conversely, unethical actions and unwholesome karma lead to rebirth in hellish realms. However, Buddhism reminds us that these states are not permanent. Even beings born in hell do not stay there forever. Eventually they are reborn into other worlds as their karma changes. So this is the nature of the Buddhist concept of heaven and hell. The Buddha explains what actions lead to being born in heaven and what actions lead to hell. But he also teaches that the ultimate goal of Buddhism is not to strive for heaven. The Buddha says that ultimate goal of Buddhism is to seek the liberation, escaping all forms of suffering, not just avoiding hell. The profound truth Buddhism reveals is this: hell and heaven are not distant places you'll encounter after death. They are here and now, shaped by your mind and actions. So, I hope you now have a clearer understanding of the Buddhist concept of hell and heaven. By understanding karma and following the Buddha's teachings, you can transcend both heaven and hell to find the ultimate liberation, Nirvana. Hell and heaven, as described in Buddhism, are not about eternal reward or punishment. They are reflections of our actions and mental states, both in this life and beyond. These teachings remind us of the incredible power we have to shape our reality. May all of you be happy, healthy, and free from suffering. If this video resonated with you, don't stop here. Subscribe to our channel for more insights into Buddhist teachings. Share the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum in the comments below to connect with others on the path of understanding and peace. Remember, your karma starts now, so choose wisely.